Hey guys, Justin here coming at you from the 2x2 test tent with another unboxing video. This one is from ViparSpectra. It is the P1500, the green and black coloration ViparSpectras. This is something that I've tested a few in that series before, but I have not tested this specific model. And recently I just set up a deal with ViparSpectra that they're going to send me one of their models every month until we run through every model that they have. So if you guys have been waiting for a ViparSpectra light to be reviewed, hang out and we will do it. But this is the one we have for today. And of course we have all the meters here. We have the heat meter, the watt meter, we got the meter, the spectrometer and par meter, and then of course we have the four-corner brand new meter setup as well. So we are metered up and ready to go. Let's get the meters here out of the way. We can get down to opening this box. This is from Amazon, Baby Katana. So it is going to be very likely a box in a box for discreet shipping. Let's see what we got here. Got some puff bags. Little mini receipt. Pull that out of the way without killing the camera. Now we get down to Baby Katana again here. This is nice and sharp now. I bought a sharpening kit for my knives, and I've been trying to get Baby Katana a little bit sharper because, believe it or not, cutting through tape actually impacts the blade quite a bit, more than you would think. Baby Katana does a lot of tape cutting. Kind of like Rick and Morty, where they have the butter passing robot. That's what Baby Katana is. So you cut tape. That's what I tell Baby Katana. Oh damn, look at that. Alright, so we got bam right into it. Oh man, that is packaged in there really nice. Super tight. No room to rattle around. And that is a nice looking board. Like, I like this, the P series, I really do. I like the X series, the XS series, a little bit more personally, but they're both awesome. So it's kind of hard to, I don't know, for some people it's kind of hard to choose one. Myself, I'm preference to Meanwhile Driver Samsung diodes, but here you can get very, very similar output for less money. So, I mean, there's something for everybody here, which is nice. And of course they still have the nice super smooth dimmer knob. I love the dimmer knobs that they put on this. It feels like a high-end stereo system. Super smooth, no clicks, got a lot of weight to it. Doesn't feel like a cheap little plastic dimmer. Really nice. It does have the coating on the diodes to help protect them in case you accidentally spray them with whatever stuff you're spraying on your plants. Hopefully you don't have to spray anything during flower, but you know, shit happens. So we got on the back here, there is no physical dimmer. All you get is the plug on the side there that you got to stick a screwdriver in. I'm not really sure if this driver can go up higher than you're supposed to. I'm not a big fan of this type of dimmer because sometimes you can overdrive the light a little bit, which some people might be a fan of that because you can get a little bit more power out of the light. But just keep in mind, any extra power that you put into it beyond the specs that they tell you is probably going to lower the lifespan on the back end of the boards. So, and the diodes, I should say. So just keep that in mind. It could lower lifespan. Let's see what else is in the package here. course, we get rope ratchets. Oh, Metal Gear. Look at that. Metal Gear rope ratchets. Nice. They got a hanging kit. They usually include a pretty nice hanging kit with their setups. And then, of course, we've got the happy, not happy little brochure there. And then a basic, very basic manual. There's some info if you want to scan through that. Warranty is 3 years, and they do cover everything, which is nice. And there we go. Let's get this sucker hooked up and see what she can do. Alright guys, we've got everything hooked up and ready to go. Really easy to hook up. They've got the hanging kit here, just hook to each side. Hook it to the rope ratchet. Good to go. Super easy. Take a look at the bottom side of the board here. See what diodes are on it. Mixture of warm white, cool white, and red. And there is infrared right there. And another one right there. And I think that's it. Just two on there. No UV on this board. And yeah, you can see the gap between the driver. And then this board itself, like the design of the P series and the XS series, they both have this kind of thicker heatsink on here, which is really, really nice. And then a lot of metal down the side as well to keep it all together. So it is a very, very solidly built light. Very, very, very solid. I dig it. It's a really good light. So let's get some test results here. You can see the four corners reading right now. The best corner is always this closest corner here, because it's got some really good reflection in here. And then we got the two back corners about equal, and then this corner here, because there's no side reflection, it is a little bit lower. So the corners are just as you see them on the screen, and you can see the wattage that it's taking. This is at the minimum setting here. So let's go ahead and let's see what the middle reading is first off. So let me just move that over to the middle. Looking at 79, so not quite where we want to be. So let's go ahead and move it up. The nice thing about this new setup, I can see it in real time as I'm moving it up. So we can see about where to set things. So about, I'd say like right there for seedlings. So let's move this back out to the side. We'll see where we're at on the dimmer here. Looks like 25% on the dimmer there is where we're at. And that's putting us at actually really good in all four corners for seedlings and clones. So 25%. Oh, almost forgot. Meter's got to tell you that we're at 17 inches off the floor, because the meters are 1 inch off the floor basically. So 16-inch canopy is what we're looking at here. So 16 inches off of your canopy at 25% is what you'd be looking at for seedlings and clones. So let's go ahead and we'll move that back to the middle. And now we will tune for veg. Probably want to hit about 400. Wow, that's really going up fast. I'm going to hit about 400 in the middle here. 402. See, that's a little low for the outside, so we might have to go higher. This is a 27 by 27 tent, so it is slightly larger than a 2 by 2. Yeah, that's about as good as it's going to get, I think, because any more than that, you're going to get into flowering territory in the middle just to hit veg on the sides. I guess we could try that. See, it's 600 in the middle. So, I mean, I guess you could. That's really strong for veg. That is really strong for veg. 590 in the middle. Wow. Let's see where we're at on the dimmer here. We're at almost 75% on the dimmer. Just really, really close to 75%. So, yeah. That's, wow. Let's flip it down to 50% just to give a reading on that here real quick. We'll go down to 50. So you guys get a reading on that. So there's 50. I guess you could veg with that. I've vegged with 200 to 250 with small clones and stuff like that in large areas, and it works. It's just they don't grow quite as fast and as quite as robust, but they do grow. So I mean, you could do the 50% here, and then you'd have 400 in the middle, 200-ish around the sides. But that wouldn't be. I wouldn't think that would be too bad to veg with, honestly. You don't need to overkill on veg. That's one thing you don't need, is to overkill on veg. So yeah, I would go with that. Not too bad. So let's go ahead. Let's see how far this thing goes. So we've hit 75. Now let's just max it out. Now it says it's 150 watts. And it's looking like 160 watts is what we're pulling right now. So 160 watts. We're at 774.2 in the middle, which is awesome. Totally awesome. The sides are at 400 though. So that's going to be a little bit lacking for flour, I would say, having 400 at the sides there. So, is what it is. You could still do it. Like, I've floured with 400. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have floured with 400 and 500 par. And you do get buds, but you get such just meatier, chunkier buds if you're flouring with 600 plus. 600 to 800 up to 900, even 1,000 if you can handle that. You'll get chunkier nugs. That's just a given. So, I don't know. This is a little bit bigger tent too, so we could move it in a couple of inches at each corner, and that would be more like an actual 2x2. Just a rough estimate for you guys. So there's your rough estimate 2x2. 412, 430 to all the corners, and then there again, like 760, 740, 760, somewhere in there for the middle. So not too bad at all. It's quite a bit of light for the 150 watts there, and it runs fairly cool. I mean, given that it doesn't have a fan, all these fanless units are going to get pretty hot. I think on this one, the driver's probably going to get pretty hot. The unit here, usually on these ones, they don't get too hot because they're, again, I said they have the fins here that really help out to dissipate some of the heat, especially if you have a fan or something doing a little bit of a downdraft on it. That always will help out as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the par testing. So let's go ahead and grab the spectrometer here, and we'll do a spectral test. There we go. So there's the spectral makeup. See, it's got a little blip for the UV there in the 740 band, and then the 660 blip there, and then you got a bunch of blue from the cool whites. There's the makeup. Now this is measuring 1124 in the middle, because this meter's taller. So take those readings with a grain of salt, basically. But yeah, pretty good. I think I'm going to drop it down a little bit here and just see if I can get a little bit better corner readings. I know it's going to get super hot in the middle, but I'm just going to try it. Be right back. Alright, so here we are now back at about 14 inches off the floor, which is going to be a 13-inch canopy. It's Definitely hotter in the middle, as you can see. Didn't really help the sides in this big of a tent. 1100 in the middle, that's just killing it. That's just absolutely killing it. But what it didn't help this big of a tent. But if this was an actual 2x2, if we move these in just a little bit to simulate actual 2x2, it would actually be better than that because the walls would be closer too. So just to kind of give an idea, look at that. Look what happens now. A lot better. A lot better. So, I don't know, you could run 12 to 14 inches off the canopy in an actual 2x2, a 24x24. There again, this is 27x27. So it is a little bit large for this light. But it's definitely doable. I think this could do a 2x2 with 150 watts, which is not bad. Not bad at all. So, bitchin'. Let's go ahead and let it warm up, and we'll see what kind of temperature readings we can get, and we'll take it from there and wrap it up. Alright guys, we are back, and we've got it all warmed up and ready to go. Let's bust out the heat meter. Take a look here. Oh boy, that driver, like I said, I was guessing the driver is going to get pretty hot. 141 on the driver, but the board is not bad. Not bad at all. You can definitely see some heat coming off the driver, but overall the board is not it's just not bad. Getting down to 128 on the edges there. And this is a Sosen driver. If any of you were wondering on that, I don't think I covered that earlier. But yeah, driver definitely heats up. Definitely heats up. It doesn't bleed over too much to the board there again because it does have a gap there. So overall, the light is pretty good for a 2x2 space. For this 27x27, it may be a little bit lacking, but I think for a 2x2, it'll work pretty well. For 150 watts, not too bad. It's got a decent driver. The diodes are, I mean, it is what it is. They're just standard kind of no-name diodes. But overall, pretty good light for the money. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review here, and until next time, happy growing.